Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we are going to look at Tin Cup Rye. So this batch shoot, we are doing rye whiskeys. We just got done doing the Pendleton 1910 rye, got Tin Cup Rye, and then a Templeton Rye coming up. So this is Tin Cup. Now, I have to admit, I have been putting off doing Tin Cup whiskey for quite some time. I thought it was gimmicky. I thought it was kind of crappy. I got the American whiskey that maybe I'll do um, after I'm done with the ryes. Maybe I'll do that one. Which that is their American whiskey is I believe it is a Kentucky sourced bourbon, or maybe it's an MGP. I'll have to look at the thing, but it's a sourced bourbon mixed with their own single malt, and so that's kind of intriguing, and it's actually pretty good. This is just a 90 proof straight rye, and I'm pretty positive product of USA aged for 3 years, distilled in Indiana. So it's an MGP rye that they have. So I'm expecting this to be pretty classic MGP rye flavors, that black licorice and pretty much like Bullet or Minor Case or any of the other ryes that you're familiar with that have come out of MGP. I do have to say their fiddly bit here, their little tin cup, it actually is kind of nice. Their bottles are pretty spectacular. And the other thing is, I got this for $29.73 at the Walmart in Cody, Wyoming while we were on vacation. Now, I've seen this only in a handful of places around Wyoming. And one of the reasons why I got it was because it was a rye for $29. And then they also had the American whiskey, which I want to say I picked up for might have been $26 and change. I'll get that correct when we actually review that whiskey. But I bought both of them at the Walmart in Cody because they were at pretty decent prices. Now, I have been keeping an eye on what I can get this both the tin cups for. Mainly the American whiskey because I have not seen the rye in too many places. But as a price comparison, I've seen that American whiskey kinda in the $29 to $37 price range. So already more expensive than what I was able to find this for. And then this rye, if I have found it, it's been kind of pushing that $40 mark. So pretty happy that I paid $29.79 for it. And I would say at that price, it's a pretty decent MGP rye. Now they do take it and they cut it, so they get the casks from MGP and then they cut it with, and that's kind of their claim to fame. You can see it embossed on the bottles that it is, let me see, cut with Rocky Mountain water. So there's that for whatever that's worth. Now, does it say? I'm looking to see. It doesn't say, and I did not look. Bottled by Tin Cup, Denver. Okay, so this is out of Denver. So when they say Rocky Mountain water, I guess they mean basically city of Denver water, which make of that what you will. But nonetheless, MGP whiskey coming out of Tin Cup, smells like MGP. Very floral, very eucalyptus, very, very similar to that Minor Case. Little bit of black licorice in there. Mostly floral, botanical, eucalyptus. Very sugary sweet in the nose, on the taste. Pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Sugary sweet up front, black licorice, kind of a botanical middle. I will say this particular bottling has a little bit more of a tannic barrel impact, so there's a little bit of oakiness to it. And then a rye spice black pepper on the finish mixed with a little bit of ethanol, which, it's got a couple of tweaks to its flavor profile, different than, say, like I said, all the other MGPs, like the minor case is probably the best MGP. A lot of people say Bullet. I would say minor case is the best representation of an MGP rye, in my opinion, because its flavor profile seems to span most of the different components that you'd pick up in some of the different varieties of MGP rye out there. Nose didn't change at all, still very botanical. More sweet that time, more hard candy, almost a butterscotchy sweet. So it's just very sugary. A little more tamped down on the tannin that time. It's not as bitter, but there is a little bit of oak there. There is a little bit of rye spice, black pepper spice in there. Ethanol's tamped down on the second sip. I'd say it rounded out and sweetened up is what I would say on the flavor of that. So if you do like MGP rye, if you can find this for a reasonable price, I was able to get, basically a rye for under $30. Good drinking rye. I have no knocks against this whatsoever. Uh, you know what? For the price and for what it is, it's a good rye. I would drink this happily anytime, and I think you could do a lot of stuff with it. And with the price point that it's at, under $30. Excuse me, that was a hiccup slash burp. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. With that price point, I would have no problems putting it in a cocktail, putting it on the rocks, putting water in it, doing something fancy to it. This would be a great rye for one of those things. So there you go. Drop in the comments down below what you can find a bottle of Tin Cup rye whiskey for in your area. I will also put a plug in there. Let me finish up. Let me know what you can find it for and any experiences you have or any thoughts you have with Tin Cup rye whiskey as well. Also, a plug in that their American whiskey is pretty good. They just came out with a 10-year. I think it's either a bourbon or an American whiskey. Watched a couple of reviews on that, and it seems to get some pretty decent reviews. So something to consider there. I do not have one currently, and I don't. So therefore, I don't have the ability to review one. I did see it was on the shelf. Where were we recently? It might have been here in town. I don't recall, but I did see one on the shelf recently. I want to say it was like $45 or something like that. So definitely check out some reviews on that before diving into it. But so far, Tin Cup as a distillery, if you want to call it that, I'm digging their products. They're not bad, and if you can find them for a reasonable price, totally worth it. So thanks for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. Check us out. Rumble, BitChute, Minds, all that good jazz. And as always, thanks for watching. Send this video to somebody if you think that they might appreciate getting some tasting notes on something, and or if they just have appreciation for whiskey. And as always, you guys take care. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video.